Okay, job number 19343, Clarice Apartments. Got seal coat, striping, and then got an option for asphalt. So I'll probably change the job title to reflect some asphalt on here. It's in Mercer Island. It's for the owners at Clarice Apartments. Contact name is Mike. Excuse me, not Mike, it's Matt. Matt has some other properties that he'd like me to look at down the road, but he's got two lots. He's got the front lot and the back lot, and I will show you what those are. But let's talk about quantities real quick. Seal coating in the front lot, 90 feet by 33 feet. It's 2970 square feet plus a little 6 foot by 40 foot section in the very front of the property, which is right out in the cul-de-sac area. I'll point that out here in a little bit. It's an additional 240 square feet, so 240 plus the 2970 for square footage on seal coat in the front lot. Stalls, there's 5, and that's up above here, and I'll show you that. 100 feet. In the back lot, half of it is a carport, so we'll have to think about dry time. It'll definitely have to be seal coated first and then work their way out to the front of the property. Seal coat measurements, 304 by 20. There's an 8 foot by 8 foot section and an 18 foot by 20 foot section. Crack fill, about 200 feet. Stalls, 13 of them. They are 18 feet long. Option to redo the asphalt patch in the back. It's right down the middle drive aisle in the back of the property, and I'll show you that here in a second. But it's 6 foot by 160 feet. Looks like it's roughly 2 to 3 inches thick on the depth. It's in pretty rough shape. But those are the quantities, and let me show you the property. Okay, so coming up the hill to the property, has a big cul-de-sac that you can turn around and can either park on the side of the road just as you leave the cul-de-sac. On either side of the road, there's not much room at the top here, although this area could be used for staging equipment. So here's the apartment up on the hillside. That road that goes this direction heads to the back lot, and this heads up to the front lot. For seal coating in the front lot, our measurement for seal coating, the boundary lines are right here, right along what looks like a seam, but it's more like a crack, and then heads over this direction. I captured this little area as well along the rocks to be seal coated. So all this area up against the rocks, and then up the hill to this pad here where there's 5 parking stalls. So seal coat and stripe. There's really no cracks up on there. There's some scratch marks from bumpers that have hit the asphalt, but we don't need to do anything to address that except for the seal coat over it. Over on the other side of this cul-de-sac, it heads into the back lot. I took measurements of seal coating from the catch basin. So, draw an imaginary line down here to the catch basin, straight across, and that's where the seal coat starts up the hill. I'll take you up the hill and show you the rest of it, as well as the asphalt repair. So this is going up the hill and making our way around the building to the back. It'll be tough to get seal coat underneath these shrubs, but we can go as close as we can to the face of them. That's how I proposed it. We need power washing on this job, so we'd have to have 2 guys come in here for, I don't know, probably half a day and power wash. This is the back of the building. As you can see, there's moss, pretty thick, like carpet up against the back of the building. You've got these dumpsters, but they're on rollers and they're pretty movable, easily movable. But we'd have to coordinate a plan to get these out of the way if we seal coat. Again, the shrubs are kind of overhanging on this, kind of looks like ivy, but it's ground cover. All along there needs to be power washed. Another big trick to this seal coat is this section here, which is all underneath the carport, would have to be seal coated first. Because of dry time, it'll probably take at least a day for it to dry. On a nice hot day, it might dry quick. So there's your seal coat, a little bit of crack fill down the middle here, and crack fill on some of this patch job that was done years ago. Now I gave the option to do asphalt repair starting above the carport. Be 6 foot by, I believe it was a little over 200 feet. I gave the quantities earlier, but we would take all of this out as an option because it's in rough shape. It's pretty bumpy. There's little divots and little potholes where there's gravel filled in. My thought was redo the whole patch job again, get it done right, and specifically down here as you get down the hill, there's a lot of loose rock right here where it's also sunk, as you can see. So we would end our asphalt patch right here. We would not have to address this. It's okay. Project can be done during the weekday. Cars can park out on the side street. There's also parking above this property that the tenants can go, and I gave them notice that we would need at least 24 hours to seal and stripe it. This job can all be done in one day, except for the power washing. I know we'd have to get that done probably on a separate day. Any other questions? Let me know. Thanks.